Hello and welcome to SBTV. I'm Alex Fees, coming to you from our traveling studio, this time in Baltimore, where more than 1,000 people have gathered for the annual ASBDC conference. These people are educators, counselors, and business trainers, and this conference is special. It marks the silver anniversary of ASBDC. And joining me here now is our keynote speaker. Bruce Judson is a successful author. Bruce, let me see your book.
Here you go.
Your latest book?
My most recent book.
Go It Alone. The subtitle is The Secret of Building a Successful Business. What's this about, Bruce? How did it come about?
Sure. The business actually came about the book in two ways. I'm also a senior faculty fellow at the Yale School of Management, so I do real research.
So you have good credentials then.
I would hope so. And I was starting to see the emergence of a new kind of entrepreneur. I am also an entrepreneur myself. So I said, I have some pretty innovative, heretical ideas, which we'll talk about in a second. I'm going to create real businesses that test those ideas. So I did. I created businesses. I said, I don't want to be a talking head. I want to know these work. So I created businesses. They feed the family. They are the way I make a living. But they also then became the subject for the book. After I tested the businesses, I went around the country and tested the ideas that I developed on hundreds of other entrepreneurs across the nation, and that led to this book.
So let's do something here. Let's hold this right here.
Sure.
So people can see the title of it. What about that? Why is there such a movement of entrepreneurship in America?
Sure. In America today, it's unbelievable, but 70% of all working people say that they are disengaged from their jobs. That is a code word for unhappy and I'd like to be doing something else.
Right.
Also, over 50% of people say they would like to be owning and creating their own business. I think it reflects two things. One, the desire for people to have more control, more meaning in their life. And owning your own business, creating something, seeing the results of that business, getting the rewards of the efforts you put in are one way of achieving that meaning. Second, unfortunately, we live in a more risky world. We now live in a world where we've gone through not only layoffs, but scandals like Enron and WorldCom, and people who have spent their lives working at corporations are saying, not only may I lose my job, but I may lose my pension. That is a sad, unfortunate situation. We are certainly, as a nation, doing things about it, but I think it's also led people to say, if I'm going to be at risk, I'd rather be in control of my life and start my own way of earning a living.
Well, Mr. Judson, on the topic of unhappiness and people being disengaged, what did you find out? What's the central message of Go It Alone?
The central message of Go It Alone is that there are myths about starting a business. It is now possible for individuals to start substantial businesses without cash and without employees. We've always thought of small business as businesses with few employees as necessarily small. And what I discovered is with low-cost internet services designed for small business people that allow them to leverage their activities, things that cost you $29.95 a month that used to be available only to very large businesses but are now available to small businesses, you can create a business that has an enormous impact and creates a very real and profitable revenue stream that changes your life and the life of your family.
Can I see? What
Sure.
percentage of people report being disengaged?
About 70%, which is astronomical. Almost 3 out of every 4 people come to work just for a paycheck.
And that leads me to the first sentence in the inner sleeve here. There is an epidemic of unhappiness in the American workplace.
Yes, there is.
How long has that been building? Is it worse now than it was 30, 40 years ago?
It is. I think one of the... Sorry.
That's all right.
Because there's a great thing here.
Quote.
Okay. It is. The conference board runs an annual survey of worker happiness. And in 2003, for the first time, they reported that their surveys showed that a majority of workers were unhappy. So that for the last 10 years, I believe, unhappiness as tracked by that survey has been rising. And they are certainly also, and when I think of the conference board, I think of them as business boosters. So they are the last people to want to say workers are unhappy.
Okay. All right, again, this is Bruce Judson. He is our keynote speaker here at the ASBDC conference this week in Baltimore. Bruce, where do people get a copy? Again, hold it up. Where do they get a copy of Go It Alone?
Go It Alone is available at any local bookstore. It's also available at online bookstores like Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
Mr. Judson, it feels like you have plugged into something here.
Thank you.
All right,
it's an exciting moment.
Thank you very much. He's Bruce Judson, author. I'm Alex Fees. You're watching SBTV.com, your premier source for small business news and information.